Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. Big game tomorrow night, going up head-to-head up against WWE Battleground is the Houston Texans and the San Francisco 49ers playing in the night game on NBC. I'm really excited for this game. I was talking about it last week in my 49er wrap-up video when the 49ers beat the Rams, and it turns out that the game that I thought was just a few years ago was actually 2009, the last time that the Texans and 49ers got it on. I do believe in this game that the Texans did win it. Matt Schaub threw all over us. Frank Gore was heavily contained by the Texans defense. Vernon Davis did have 3 touchdowns on the day. But I honestly can't even remember in 2009 who our quarterback was. A lot has changed on the San Francisco 49ers, not only just our attitude when we moved into a winning way. So it's hard when you bring up the history of these two teams going at it, because I don't even think that's going to matter once they get out there. Very few guys were even on those sidelines those years, and we've grown up and moved on since then. The San Francisco 49ers are favorited in this game. I do believe that the I guess the scale of people picking this game should be a little bit closer. The homer I am is going to pick the San Francisco 49ers, but I think the Houston Texans, coming off that big defeat last week to the Seattle Seahawks, have something to prove. They had that Seahawks game wrapped up in the bag. Matt Schaub made a horrible bad throw. Matt Schaub is a quarterback who's been heavily criticized since coming in to the Houston Texans. I guess he had a little bit of a Cinderella period where people thought he was one of the best QBs in the league when he was traded over from Atlanta, and in this heavily high-passing offense. I believe he was traded right before the Michael Vick scandal, so it sort of blew up in Atlanta's face that they trade away their backup quarterback, and then their starting quarterback gets arrested and suspended on drug charges and sent off to was it federal prison or no, whatever it is. Federal prison makes it sound like he did something worse. These two teams, honestly, to me, look really pretty much almost like the same exact team. The Niners have completed a whole lot less passes. Matt Schaub does have that going for him, but the rushing attack, the receiving attack, the defenses are almost just cookie cutter one of the other. It's hard to pick one team over the other team so well. I think if anything's really going to hold anything back for the San Francisco 49ers is the problem they've had at their wide receiver position. I know that Anquan Bolden has had 2 real good games. He had real stand-up games against the Green Bay Packers. Last week against the Rams, he went for almost 100 yards, but everything falls off after that. We have hit Vernon Davis in the end zone 3 times this season, but he only has 11 receptions. Kyle Williams is our next receiver after that, who's lining up in the number 2 slot for us. He's only been hit by the ball 9 times. Quentin Patton was our rookie wide receiver. Only 1 reception on the year. Honestly, from watching him in the exhibition games this season, I was looking for him to really stand up. And he's going to need to do it, and he needs to do it right now. Basically, there is good hope of hearing things about Mario Manningham is getting closer and closer to making his return. I think that they're looking for a week 6, maybe week 7 return. Michael Crabtree, I haven't heard a lot about in the last few weeks, but his name was being tossed around as a guy that was hoping to come back before the regular season was over a few weeks ago. But that talk has really died down here on the West Coast. So I don't know if that means that his progression has started to decline, or if maybe just nobody's talking about it because he's not coming back sooner than later. Frank Gore in the running game last week was able to break out and bust open against the Seattle, no, not the Seattle Seahawks. They kicked our ass against the St. Louis Rams. I'm not 100% sure. I really love the Texans defense. They have a really great linebacking core. Brian Cushing is going through the test from last week, receiving a concussion. Awesome picture of him leaving the field last week with his face just all busted up and broken. He's one of my favorite linebackers to watch. He's been in the league. They have a whole bunch of other stand-up guys. They have shutdown corners. It's going to be tough to play these guys out there. I mean, the one thing that I think everybody looks at when they look at the Houston Texans is they're just explosive and just huge. offense with Arian Foster in the backfield. He's been one of the leading rushers in the NFL the last few years. You have Andre Johnson always catching balls out there for you. He seems like he can just catch anything that's really thrown his way. It's going to be a tough one. It's hard to balance out which Niner football team is going to show up out there. We were just thoroughly embarrassed last time we played on national TV. I do believe that the Sunday night game has replaced the Monday Night Football. I think that they put more, of the big time attraction games on Sunday night. So we need to go out there and we need to make an impression, because I think a lot of people are hanging their heads on us, wondering what's going to happen. But I think, honestly, we really deserve it. 2 games we really showed up and played well, and 2 games we really just, sat back and played the other team's football and came up on the bad end. I think as a San Francisco 49er, I'm looking for big games from Vernon Davis and Frank Gore. If those guys have good games, I know that we'll be there and we'll be in this game to win it. Colin Kaepernick, I think I've been quiet and haven't said his name in this video the whole time. Hopefully we can keep him balanced and get that passing attack going. Like I was saying, he needs to find his receivers like Kyle Williams. He needs to find Quentin Patton out there and move on from there, because I don't know, this whole just look at Antoine Bolden, and then if he's not open and run game, honestly, just isn't really working for me, and it isn't working for us. We need to bust out. Right now we're sitting at 500 at 2-2, and 3-2 looks a whole lot nicer than 2-3. So let's go Niners. Let's get a win on Sunday, and let's see what happens at Battleground. Peace out.